Hi, welcome to this afternoon's version of how to apply for a governor's pardon. The questions that I'll answer here and the overview that I give is in response to a lot of feedback and questions that are given by individuals. My name's Mark Walmer. I am an attorney for 35 years and I have a website called recorderacer.net where I focus on clearing Pennsylvania criminal records through the use of pardons and expungements. As I said, today's question or theme is how to apply for a governor's pardon. How do I get a pardon? Someone gets a pardon from the governor by completing a pardon application, requesting the appropriate court documents, and answering the questions that are asked, and filing the application with the Board of Pardons. The questions that are going to be asked are going to be an explanation for why each of the crimes occurred, what you've done with your life since then, and how the conviction is holding you back, or why you want the pardon. Who is eligible for a pardon in Pennsylvania? Well, eligibility is a tricky question because there aren't any clear guidelines. It's not like the expungement statute that tells you clearly who can have their record expunged. What the Board of Pardons wants to know, and what they will review through your filing of a pardon application, is why the crime occurred, what you've done with your life since then, and why you want the pardon. Based on your explanation of these events, the board's going to vote on the application. You need to have at least 3 out of the 5 board members recommend your pardon application to the governor for him to consider it. The governor is basically the 6th vote, and he does not have to sign anything. He does not have to give a pardon, but he generally follows the board's recommendations. Also, in terms of eligibility, the more serious the crime, the more time the board wants to see go by of law-abiding behavior. Crimes in Pennsylvania go from small summary offenses up to misdemeanor offenses, all the way up to felony 3, 2, and felony 1s, which are the most serious. Anybody who has committed a violent crime or a serious felony, the board wants to see possibly 10 or more years of law-abiding behavior, especially depending on the violence of the offense. They want to see an individual giving back to the community, paying all of the fines and costs, and successful completion of probation and parole, followed by a long period of law-abiding behavior. Most crimes in Pennsylvania are nonviolent. Most old convictions are for misdemeanor offenses, and the smaller the offense, the sooner you can ask the pardon board to review it. A summary offense, in general, the pardon process is 2 years. Sometimes I get a call from a college student who just pled guilty to a summary offense, but she's going to graduate college in 2 years and she knows it's going to hold her back. So I would say file a pardon right away and let the board consider why the crime occurred and how you've changed your life since then, and why you want the pardon, how the conviction is going to hold you back. What is on the Pennsylvania pardon application? What is on the pardon application is Section 1, which contains background information about name, address, date of birth, email, telephone number, etc. The pardon board also wants to see the appropriate court documents for every court matter that you're requesting a pardon for. And the court documents include the complaint, the affidavit, the criminal information, sentencing papers, a statement of the payment of fines and costs. Also, each crime is going to have what we call a Section 3 explanation, explaining how you were involved with the crime and what exactly happened to the best of your recollection. Section 5 on the pardon application is where somebody discloses the reasons they want the pardon. It's basically a chance to set forth all the reasons and all the explanation for how the conviction's holding you back, what you're doing with your life, and why you want the pardon to move forward. I skipped Section 4. Section 4 is simply a very quick review of whether you have any juvenile adjudications, whether or not you have any convictions in a state other than Pennsylvania, and whether or not you have any traffic citations in a state other than Pennsylvania. So all of those sections put together with the appropriate documentation gets filed with the Board of Pardons. They'll acknowledge the fact that they've received it, and then it will begin the process of review, which has been taking about 24 months, plus or minus 6 months, unless it is expedited. Marijuana misdemeanors and felonies that only involve marijuana or paraphernalia are expedited and reviewed in as little as a year instead of the normal 2-year process. Thank you for listening and watching. If you have any questions, you can reach me at mark@recorderacer.net. Carry on. Thank you.